What's up, guys? Coach MANdler here, Team Swole Patrol. It's the end of the week, which means it's time for yet another Flex Friday routine. Great way to kick off the weekend. Up your man quotient so you can be that ass kicker that you want to be both inside and outside the gym. Quick tip before today's routine. I hit a 1 rep max on the bench press today, and one of the things I like telling people to do after doing any max effort work in your core lift is to follow that up with high rep supplemental work that addresses your weak points, okay? For bench press, wherever you're failing, that's your limiting factor. So address that with weak point training that addresses those muscle groups in a high rep range. It's going to accomplish a couple things. Number one, it's going to increase your work capacity, increase your GPP in those weak point muscles so that they will no longer be as big a limiting factor during your core lifts, which means you're going to get stronger in that core lift. And two, if you're a meathead like myself, it's also going to mean more hypertrophy. You're going to get more jacked, okay? So whenever you're following up any heavy routine in the core lift, make sure you address all those weak point muscles with a high rep range afterwards. I'm talking 15 plus reps per set, high intensity, high rate of perceived exertion. Just get after it, chase that pump, work on those weak point muscles, and I can guarantee you're going to be thrilled with the gains in strength and size that you achieve by doing so.
All right, first thing we got right after the warm-up is 5 rounds of a banded push-up and clapping push-up complex. Whole goal here is just to recruit as many muscle fibers, recruit the nervous system as much as possible, and get your body used to moving fast and explosively. Why? Because whenever facing down a big-ass weight, you don't want to have to fight with it that long. You want to make sure as many muscle fibers are as primed and ready to go as possible, okay? Otherwise, you ain't going to be hitting no big-ass weights. After that 1 rep max, which by the way felt pretty good, feel like I'm making some good progress with the bench, I like to do 80% of that for 1 set of failure, just to get a little bit of volume in there on the bench itself, increase work capacity, induce more hypertrophy in the chest, shoulders, triceps, and back, and overall just kind of to compete with myself. I like seeing how many times I can press 315. Sometimes if I feel like it, I'll go to 225 to see how I stack up to NFL guys. But nevertheless, I like doing that after a 1 rep max just to see where I'm at and to induce more strength and growth. After this, it's going to be, like I said, high volume. Whenever I'm doing any 1 rep max in the squat, bench, deadlift, or overhead press, I'm always going to follow that up with high volume to increase that work capacity, that GPP, and overall get pretty jacked up as well. And the whole goal here is to do that while addressing weak point muscles. I can't stress that enough. It's killing all the birds you want, killing that whole flock with 1 shotgun shell. Definitely do that. That's what allows you to kick ass and look good while doing so. All right, so what we got here is just an alternating overhead, incline dumbbell bench followed by some just bilateral dumbbell bench, and then hitting more of the posterior, working on the lats, rhomboids, all those stabilizing muscles for the bench press, and just finishing that off with a nice little set of pull-ups till failure. Can't go wrong with pull-ups. They're man's best friend, man. Definitely want to work as many body weight movements like that, and overall push-ups as well if you're trying to increase size, strength, explosiveness, and look pretty ripped up too. So after that, it's more just kind of training the guns, doing a little bit of assistance work. I like doing these, a little bit of a variation to the tape press. Instead of laying on the bench and doing them, I do them overhead. Gets a little bit of shoulders as well as the long head of the triceps, which is imperative for a big lockout on the bench and overhead press. And of course, you can't do any arms without doing the curls for the girls. So nice little complex, just kind of running the rack there, if you will. I like pulling them to the side so I don't stumble over anyone or just, I don't know. Nevertheless, what we got here is just 3 descending weights. I'm going from 10 on the standing overhead press or standing tape press to the curls, and then doing a set of 8 per, and then finishing up with 6 per. This is a great way to not only work on your GPP, increasing your working or increasing your work capacity in weak point muscles, but also a nice little way to increase your resting metabolic rate, so you're not just building muscle, but you're also working on burning off a lot of the fat that's covering up that lady nectar that you want to show off. So after that set, I like just kind of throwing one set of either an overhead press or an inverted row or pull-ups. Either way, I'm doing either something overhead or some type of pulling movement just to work on one last thing to get a sick ass pump. So this is going to be a great way to finish off my back and my biceps. Trust me, it looks easy, but by this time with all that volume, your grip is shot, your biceps are shot, your shoulders are shot, your back is shot. Do these and I can guarantee it's going to be a kick-ass way to finish up.
Hey man, if you enjoyed that workout routine and want even more just like it, as well as other free tips on how you can increase your size, strength, muscularity, and explosiveness all at the same time, then be sure to hit the subscribe button right now so you don't miss out on any of the free, powerful, and kick-ass content we're going to be hooking you up with here on a daily basis. And if you're looking to take your weight room gains to new heights, then be sure to pick up your free copy of the Muscle Building Blueprint by simply clicking on this button right here. When you do that, I'll take you to the next page, which gives you a breakdown of everything you're going to be getting with this heavy-hitting, kick-ass free gift, as well as what you need to do in order to allow me to email it directly to your inbox free of charge. Like I said, it's completely free, not going to have to spend a penny on it, so just click on that button and I'll take you to the next page, which breaks it all down for you. Appreciate your time, guys. Have a good one. MANdler.